Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Sarcastic Barman and welcome to the channel, and welcome to a video on crystals, because that's what you sick people voted for. You had 5G, Great Believer or crystals, and you wanted fun, vibrating crystals. You strange people. So, we'll roll the intro, talk a little bit intelligently wise about crystals, yeah, and then we'll look at a video that's got 2 million goddamn views, which I know it's been covered before, but at 2 million goddamn views, you can't say no to it because it's obviously very popular and full of woo. And we're gonna rip the absolute living, I can't swear yet because it's before the intro, poop out of it. There we go. Right, intro. Now, crystal woo is nothing new, with people like the ancient Sumerians writing down how certain crystals had certain effects, how different crystals could be used for magic. Even Plato wrote down how the ancient Atlanteans would use certain crystals to communicate over vast distances through telepathy and things like that. And much like telepathy, it's a bit bollocks, really. Now, it's not just the Greeks and the ancient Sumerians that had crystal ideas. Ancient Egyptians, Chinese, Indians, most countries through Europe, even Native Americans had ideas on crystals and what they could do. The funniest thing is, though, none of these ideas sort of overlap. Certain crystals were used for certain things through different areas of the world, almost as if there was no actual effect to them and people just tied anything they just sort of wanted to them. And this is shown in 1999 when a French scientist, who for the 16th time of recording this I haven't looked up, did an experiment involving 80 participants where he gave half of them crystals and half of them fake crystals, and yet the vast majority of them still reported that they were receiving crystal-like effects in calming and meditation, just showing how much bollocks is actually regarded in this, because all it is a placebo effect. There's been other studies done throughout the years that all show the same thing. Crystals do fuck all, apart from ruin the environment and exploit people who should probably not be exploited. And we're talking about children, third world countries, and other people who we just don't pay much bloody money to. The crystal market is worth over $1 billion a year, and that's not cheap change by anyone's standards. But the people doing the actual work, digging up the crystals, packaging them and sending them off, get paid between fuck all and naff all, which is equivalent to a metric shedless of money, or also equivalent to 0.1% of your average retail price goes to the people doing the actual fucking work, digging them up, polishing them, and packaging them to send to people who are going to spend stupid amounts of money on them. And it tends to be the same sort of group buying them. It's your typical middle-class Deborah and Karens who are the main culprits for buying these crystals. The yoga mums and things like that who are going to sit at home with a crystal. And unfortunately, they're snot-nosed children who have picked up too many bad habits from their parents and have also got their parents' credit cards. Usually, I will be fair, there are the outliers who are also just as batshit crazy as the rest of them. But yes, crystals do fuck all. Absolutely fuck all. And as we're going to see from this video by, I can't remember her name, but she's got a hat and it's got 2 million views. I'm sure I've seen it on someone else's video before. These crystals are all about just getting the right vibrations in you. And I'm sure if you really need the right vibrations, there's a shop on most high streets in most big cities in the UK that will sort you out. What's it called? Anne something. I'm sure that was her name. Maybe she's promoting it.
Welcome back! Today's video will be about crystals. What they are, how they are formed, how they work on the energetic levels, and meanings of some well-known crystals. Let's start with how crystals actually work.
Well, as we discussed earlier, They don't. All they do is give you a placebo effect, which may, in your brain, fix any problems you're having in regards to pain or anxiety, but it doesn't resolve the underlying issues. So say you've got a tumour, the crystal is not going to heal it. Say you've got crabs, the crystal is not going to make those crabs go away, nor is shaving your pubes.
First of all, it's important to realize that our entire body system is just energy that shows up in different densities and patterns. Our thoughts and emotions are connected to our physical bodies and have a density of their own. When these patterns of energy work in a balanced way, then we experience our health.
So what you're saying is, I need to balance out my not very dense figure, because I'm fat, and my crippling depression-y emotions that I bury down deep inside and always look happy for you guys, and then I'll be okay, I'll be healthy forever. So in theory, I want to be less dense than, like, anything else, because obviously density is bad, I'm guessing. I don't know, you've not really specified. So we want something less dense than fat that will keep me happy. Happy juice.
However, these energy patterns can be disrupted, which then results in poor health, from headaches to serious diseases.
Hang on, headaches are bad? I thought headaches were your body's way of telling you just had to, like, balance out the density more with something a bit stronger. Oh, I do love a fucking Jaeger. Now, balancing. See? I've balanced. I've had a beer and a Jaeger. That's very balanced.
Crystals are thought to be the most stable form of matter in the universe due to how they are formed within our planet.
Now, when you say most stable, do you mean they don't react with things? In which case I want to, like, introduce you to a load of noble gases. Do you mean they're best for building houses with? Because in which case that just becomes a really expensive house with the upmarket bloody price that some crystal vendors put on crystals. I mean, it'll look really fantastic, but yeah, I mean, I suppose we could grow our own, but then I suppose they're not the crystals you're on about. This is a very confusing subject already, and I'm really glad I'm sat in a pub.
Crystals grow in the Earth's crust over millions of years at high pressures and heat, making them objects with the most energy, as each step in the formation of a crystal contains energy.
Now, surely if you want things that have needed energy to be created, surely you should look at more like metamorphic rocks. And if that's not enough energy for you, maybe look at heavy elements. You know, ones that have had to be created in a star due to nuclear fission, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Do I really need to go down all this bit rather than, yeah, they were grown in a planet? No, this one was made in a fucking star billions of years ago. Then it exploded. And then the planet had to form, a new star had to form. That's a lot of goddamn energy. But no, we'll go for the simple things that are grown. And let's be fair, you can grow a crystal in your own fucking kitchen. Boil some salt in some water until you can't add any more salt. Put it in a jar, put in a piece of string so it almost touches the bottom of the jar. Leave it, paper towel over the top, you'll form salt crystals. Or is salt not the crystals you're after other crystals, even though salt's probably a better element than some of the other shit you're going to talk about.
The crystal's journey begins deep below the planet's surface, where lava and hot fluids circulate. Crystallization occurs when layers of the planet's mantle fracture, which allows heated gases and liquids forced by high pressure rise towards the surface. Elements such as water, oxygen, sodium, iron, potassium, and magnesium are also present, and in the process they merge and dissolve, with other elements being pushed to the surface.
Now, I had planned to do a joke here about surface, because I was like, you said surface wrong, but then you said it right twice, so I realised it's just one of those silly cock-ups. What I then realised was not a cock-up, was water as an element. Really? 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 I don't know if you think water is an element or not at this point, but that's quite disturbing to even list in that list. You may have cocked up, you may have not. but it's at least it's a nice little thing of how elements are created. Drunk people are created in a pub, though, and they're created with Jaeger bombs. I have a small mouth.
As this mixture rises and passes through cooler, less active layers of rock, crystals begin to grow in the rock's cavities and crevices. Crystals will form depending on the specific environmental conditions and the mixture of the elements that I mentioned. Growth, shape, color, hardness, and size depends on the temperature.
You're right. How big and how hard it is definitely depends on how hot she is. I'll get my coat.
Water, light, pressure, time, and space. Crystals are alive like everything else in the universe. They work with the human energy field and are able to diffuse, absorb, move, or shift energy within the body.
Hang on, if crystals are alive, that means they're not vegan. Because let's be fair, if they're alive in the way that you seem to be insinuating, then you are smashing them up, stealing from their homes, exploiting them to heal your body. That's definitely not a vegan or vegetarian sort of lifestyle thing to have. And it doesn't sound very nice. Now, on the other hand, you could mean they're alive in the way that they just chemically bond on the different sorts of atoms with each other and go, yes, let's get bigger. Through no sort of thought or process of their own other than these things are attracted to each other. Now, on the other hand, alcohol technically is alive. The yeast bacteria that form alcohol are alive until it gets to a certain percentage, and then they basically kill themselves by too much alcohol. Oh, what a shame. But what a way to go.
Crystals vibrate at different levels depending on their composition and color, as do the cells in the human body. They all vibrate on their own frequency, as do the energy centers in our body, our chakras. A video about chakras will be linked in the description. Crystals operate by naturally focusing and magnifying the body's innate energies, dissolving and equalizing emotional, mental, and physical stress. They can alleviate suppressed or unreleased pain and help to make desired shifts in every aspect of one's being.
So really what you're saying, that everything these crystals do is all psychosomatic and placebo sort of effecty. So it wouldn't matter if we had a crystal, a normal rock, or maybe a jar of nobelium. Well, maybe not a jar of nobelium because it's slightly radioactive. It might make you glow. Actually, that might be a better thing than a crystal.
So when we come into contact with a crystal, its vibration interacts with the vibration of our cells in our human body.
Sorry, do you think I was going to make a joke about vibratings in a human body? Well, yeah, I am, and this is the joke. Duh.
First of all, yeah, it's not a myth that crystals have energy. Crystals actually have a very high and precise rate of vibration and are utilized in modern technology.
Now, yes, crystals do vibrate, as do all atoms. It's a bit fucking of a stupid remark, really, isn't it? Crystals vibrate, atoms vibrate. Crystals can vibrate at a certain frequency if you pass electricity through them. So can a person's body if you pass enough electricity through it. They'll vibrate and shake at a certain speed. Ooh, magic, they're going to heal me if I put a person being electrocuted by 10,000 volts on my forehead. These crabs will disappear. I haven't got crabs, what are you on about?
This includes liquid crystals in calculators and clocks. They're also used in credit cards, phone lines, and lasers for microscopic surgery. Working with crystal energy helps the body to find its natural rhythm and restore its energetical balance.
Now, surely if the magic of crystals is so magically woo, there'll be at least one scientific study showing how crystals healed somebody, made somebody better, anything like that, with proper controls and things like that. Now, while you're pulling that up, I'll sit here and wait. I will die of alcohol poisoning before you pull up a fucking study showing crystals work.
Crystal healing is basically laying of the stones of different vibrational frequencies on your body in order to effect healing or change. It may also involve laying out different energy grids or specific patterns of crystals around the body. That way, by using patterns, the combination of stones can enhance their individual properties and direct energy. Crystals are thought to be able to relieve and release stress, stimulate brain activity, amplify your healing power and potential, restore energy and stimulate energy flow through your meridians and energy centers, reconnect you to yourself, ground you, and connect you to our earth.
Hang on. So you lay yourself out and put certain vibrations over your body in certain places to achieve a feeling of well-being and release. Are we really sure this isn't an advert for Ann Summers gone wrong?
For hundreds of thousands of years, crystals, gemstones, and minerals have been used to heal or enhance physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual balance.
I feel at this point, with my rapidly deteriorating mental efficiency due to all the alcohol I'm drinking during this video, and the fact that I've just emailed Ann Summers saying, hey, do you fancy sponsoring this video? Because why the fuck not? I'm talking about vibrations. It might get you something. I should go into fast forward mode. I don't know if Ann Summers are going to respond. Who knows? If this video turns out to be sponsored by Ann Summers, fucking win. If not, meh. Don't care. I'm too drunk to care. This woman is too fucking funny. And the room is starting to vibrate. That'll be from the Jaeger bombs I've had, which I'm quite determined I need another one at this point. So I'm going to go into fast forward mode and find bits that are actually funny, because it's 15 minutes into this video and all I've done is taken the piss out of vibrations.
Also, I just had to look a little bit into the history of crystal use in different countries and cultures, because it fascinates me about how people just knew about this. They just knew so much about themselves, nature, and everything, the universe. It's just as if we somehow lost that knowledge.
Then why don't different cultures agree on what each crystal does? Why do different cultures think that crystal A does this, but the different culture might think that crystal A does that? Almost as if they have no fucking relation to each other. The one thing we can agree on, though... Fucking shouldn't be having another one of these. Oh, fuck's sake. That was super dribbly and I feel wrong. The funny thing is, you miss all the mistakes of these. That's actually number 9 with pint number 7. It really is bad. Oh dear me. This video is going to end soon, so I don't care.
I don't know. The ancient Egyptians used crystals for protection and health, and they even buried people with a piece of quartz on their forehead to help them guide them into the afterlife. Dancers wore ruby stones in their belly buttons to enhance their sexuality, and wearing a necklace over your heart was also intended to bring love into one's life. Forehead crowns were also worn to stimulate the third eye. Pharaohs carried zinc cylinder and a copper cylinder, both filled with quartz to balance their Ka and Ba energies, the equivalent of yin and yang today.
And who cares what people used to do thousands of years ago? They also used to sacrifice people because they thought that the big magic man in the sky was going to give them extra rain or smite their enemies. Doesn't mean it fucking worked, does it? No, you're going down the Wu-tardation path of Wu-tard fucking stupidity. And that's saying something considering the Wu-tards we cover on this channel when it comes to flat earth. There is no fucking sense in crystals. There is no evidence behind crystals, no evidence behind chakras, energy grids, or anything like that. The most stable element thingy-mabobby you can fucking take is a pint. And I don't mean that in a fucking joking way. If you're feeling bad, go to your local pub because of one of two things. One, you will get slightly tipsy. 2, once you're slightly intoxicated, your inhibitions will be slightly released. You're then to talk to somebody. That is the biggest thing you can ever do if you're feeling slightly mentally unbalanced, is talk to people. Do something that gets you away from your normal sort of situation and release your internal anxiety on somebody else who's dealt with it more times than you can probably fucking imagine. Because as someone working behind the bar, we hear it fucking all. We are much, much, much better spent money than on fucking crystals that are going to do fuck all for you. And again, who knows, this video might be sponsored by Al Summers. If not, Love Honey is much better. But apart from that, I've got bored with this woman. I really have, for all the vibration shits. It's just shits and giggles at this point. She's given nothing apart from, yes, crystals do this, crystals do that. I've heard more fucking pseudoscience evidence given by a fucking anti-vaxxer, and that's fucking saying something. Jesus Christ. Thank you for everyone who voted for me to do crystals. I'm really enjoying crystals because I get to drink shitloads. I don't know what crystals and drink have to do with each other, but it's really fun. Thank you all to my members, patrons, everyone who helps make these videos possible. It is very, very much appreciated. I hope you've all enjoyed seeing these videos at least 24 hours earlier than expected by everyone else. Don't forget, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe down below. Go and buy a t-shirt, go and buy a hoodie. It's getting to winter soon. The pub will be quiet. I'll really appreciate those extra few pennies. And it is literally pennies on a hoodie, so make sure you buy shitloads. I don't think I've got anything else to give out. No, there's not. Oh, wait, no, there is. It's Thursday today, which means, even in my slightly drunkenness, I can remember that Pain and Progress is still going on. As I remember, they just will have started Season 2 for this Friday, because as I remember, Season 1 finished. Pain and Progress is amazing. It's well worth a watch, and I really mean worth a watch. They are excellent videos. Also, I need to include a video at the end of this video, because Dead Kennedy in Space has had an absolute shitty fucking time. He's been doing cult videos, and his cult videos are amazing. There will be a link, there will be a card. I will remember for the fucking life of me to put a card on this one. He is having a shit time with YouTube advertisements and stuff like that for his series on cults. These videos are absolutely amazing. They rival Pain and Progress and the detail and things they go into, and are well worth a look. But the shitty thing is, DKIS is getting literally 0 pennies for most of these videos because adverts are being a bitch on them. By the time the premiere comes around, the video goes live, they've still not been approved for advertisement, which means you get fucking nothing for them. And I'm in the lucky position that I don't care, so I can swear and do what the fuck I want in these videos. It's nice to have the extra pennies, but no. Someone like him who could do with the extra pennies on it would be lovely for him. If you find the videos amusing, if you like how good he goes into the content, same goes with Pain and Progress when it eventually gets monetized. There's a new feature on YouTube down below somewhere, and it's like leave an applause or a thanks or something like that, and you can leave a donation like a super chat afterwards if you're in the position to do so. On DKIS's videos, that would be amazing for him. He would very much appreciate it. I know I'm taking all this time out to talk about him, but Kennedy is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So is Pain and Progress. I put more effort into Pain and Progress when they get monetized, but unfortunately at the moment they're not. If you're not subscribed to Pain and Progress, go for it. As most of you can tell, this is a drunk rant at the end of the video. It's been going on for 5 minutes. I better end it. On that note, good night.